everybody. Welcome to another episode of the G Show podcast. I'm G1, and this is the Geek Out. I have no idea why the fuck I was doing that just now. All I'm going to say is it's been one hell of a fucking week, but thank God it's Friday. Seriously, we got some stuff to talk about, but I promise you, I guarantee you, today, ladies and gentlemen, today will be the day that we get off in an hour. But who is we? Obviously, let's get into it. Joining me, as always, from the great state of the tri-state, that is a thing, ladies and gentlemen, Shin Rob Jira, a.k.a. Robbie Butterfuko over there.
Robbie Butterfuko over there with a beer. And there's no way that this is not going to last more than an hour. You've jinxed it, Ray.
Salud. Fuck. Also joining us, my sip from another crib, we got Gam Z1. What's going on?
Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about nerd shit, innit?
We are definitely. I can't even do it. I want to, but I can't. But last, definitely not least, my bro from Idaho, who's not dealing with one band, but later in his podcast, he's going to be dealing with two. JR, how the hell are you?
It'd be better if I stopped getting banned off of shit for nothing. What did I didn't even do anything. Who banned someone for cooking chicken?
Dude, it's time to change your name to that Bandai guy. That's it. You know
yeah, seriously.
Don't review no Bandai.
The irony in that is just perfect.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do got a stacked show today. Not as stacked as previous weeks, but stacked enough. And we're going to start with the one thing that was getting stupid stacks this week. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Boom. Let me get out of this because, yeah, I'm all out of the back. Bam. Look at this shit right here. Lilo Stitch makes money, but at what cost? Now, I want to ask, Rob, I know last week you had a very heartfelt rant about what this movie did, the live action version of it.
Yep.
And justifiably so. A lot of things you said in there was like, I just taken away from the original in certain aspects is just a total disrespect. And I don't think it was necessary, right?
All right.
And we were over here like, yeah, I don't think this is going to make bank, but Spider-Man.
Spider-Man says makes money at the cost of Ohana.
Goddamn right it did.
Yeah,
Look,
I wanted to put Ohana somewhere in the damn banner. I completely screwed that up. But I'm gonna start with you, Gams.
Yeah.
Did you see this movie making the money it made, which was something like what, $340 million opening weekend on a $1 million budget? Was that what it was?
Something or other like that.
Yeah. Currently,
I mean,
$130.70 million as of right now on a $100 million. So it's set.
Safe to say that this is Disney's biggest movie in quite some time.
Yeah.
All right, Games, talk to me.
I mean, what with the inflated price of movie tickets these days, I don't doubt that it made that amount of money. So, it is what it is. But, if you actually take inflation into account and actual number of tickets sold into account, then in comparison, the original's still outperforming it.
All right, but we can't do that. We got to talk in the here and the now. We can do that later.
Sure, but I still really have nothing to say about this movie. This movie's sure it made money, cool. People are dumb for going to the theaters to see this. Why?
All right, you know what? I like that. That means we can move right on to JR. See, I told you, under an hour. Under an hour.
So, look, it was going to make money regardless. people sit here and hate watch shit. People sit here and say, "Oh, I'm not going to go see that," and then they take their kids to go see it. And then there's the blind Disney fans that go to see whatever Disney does. And for me, in this regard, yeah, it's not surprising it made money, because every time we think a live action adaptation is going to flop, usually doesn't. There was one time it's actually happened, and it was Snow White. And there was a lot of reasons for that. But Lilo and Stitch, there was nothing in the trailers, nothing in the press, nothing that alluded to the changes that were going to occur. So when people paid to go see it, and then they were like, well, what the fuck is this? Fuck this movie. That's a whole other story, but they already made their money.
Yeah, they already made their money. It's going to have a gigantic drop-off. Huge.
It probably will. I might agree with that one, just because of the fact that it's like, yeah, the people that have gone to see it are like, what the fuck? This is not the original.
We are going to talk about that in a second, because I don't see this one losing this weekend.
No, because nothing's coming out this weekend.
Yeah, the Karate Kid is getting really bad reviews. Like,
I'm surprised.
It's dead in the water.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of those movies I was like, you know what? I'll just wait for the theater. I mean, not the theater, home movies to see Karate Kid. So there's nothing in the way of fucking Disney right now, which is crazy.
They're going to cap off the weekend with either 600 million plus or just at 600 million plus.
Really?
Easy. Without a doubt. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hit that number. Yeah, it's grand total. I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now it's sitting at 430. Yeah, that's crazy. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, Rob, I heard what you said last week, right?
Yep.
I was just as shocked to see this movie made the type of money it made. I'm online this week. I'm browsing through my socials, and I'm seeing stuff that is really kind of irking me. Okay, hear me out. I have got no alien on this ship. Okay, I don't care about the original one, and I don't care about this one. I'm not hating on neither one. It's just the classic Disney movie, the original. I've seen it once. I think I might have seen it once. Whatever. I never needed to see it again. If anything, it was for my kid. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Here's my problem, though. I've seen a lot of people, fans of the original movie, like yourself, who are thoroughly upset at the changes made to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's justified. It is a justified anger. What ain't justified, though, and this is what bothered the fuck out of me, and Rob, I'll let you go after this, is as I'm cruising my socials this week, I'm seeing quote-unquote influencers making a mockery of how old school fans feel. And when I say influencers, I mean these people that I've watched, that I ain't gonna lie, I follow them for various other reasons. It's they shill for Disney. They get to go to all the Disney red carpet movies, whether it's a Disney movie, whether it's a Marvel movie, whether it's a Lucasfilm movie. I mean, I watched them. They're on the red carpet for Indiana Jones and the piece of shit that was that last movie. They're on the red carpet for Snow White. They're on the red carpet for Thunderbolts. They're on the red carpet for Lilo and Stitch. They're there. They're all over it. So I'm seeing these people making fun of it by saying, I don't care what other people say. This is me going to see Lilo and Stitch for the 5th time. And they're like doing a stupid dance and all that shit. I don't like that. Yo, Star Wars, fine. Marvel, sure. Disney, really? Because the hatred coming towards this movie from the fans of the original is nothing in comparison to when The Little Mermaid was coming out, or the beef with Snow White and how that was a disaster. Nothing.
You underestimate the insanity that is Disney adults.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I haven't personally seen anything go in hard against this movie. Like, you know how people are, man. They'll automatically go at the little girl because they did that for fucking Avengers. Remember the last Avengers movie? They was getting on the little girl that played Tony Stark's daughter. Are you fucking kidding me? Stop being stupid, people. But I haven't seen nothing like that. So when I see the shills, because that's what it was, that's what really got me mad and really wanted me to talk about this today. Stop being a fucking shill. If you like it, fine, but you ain't gotta be a bitch about it, bro. Especially for something like Lilo and Stitch. You gotta be fucking kidding. That's my take. Rob, you take it away.
Well, I took a hit for the team and actually saw this movie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, illegally.
Oh,
I was out at sea, all 7 of them. Sat down, had a couple brujajas, and
Listening to some Primus, John the Fisherman.
absolutely acoustically too on Guitar Hero.
nice.
So here's the thing.
Oh, man.
The cast ain't bad. I'll give him that much. The little girl who plays Lilo is fantastic. I was surprised. I think she's like 6 or 7.
Oh, God.
She was fantastic. And when she's interacting with Stitch, it's like she's literally like interacting with a real thing that's there. So I give her credit for that. I give the director at least credit for that. But that's about where all the nice stuff fucking ends, because literally everything I was told about this movie is so insanely true. The overarching story about family, nobody gets left behind, Ohana, the whole 9 yards, completely butchered by the 9 in this fucking movie. Nani gets to fucking leave at the end of the movie. Lilo ends up living with the fucking family friend neighbor, and Nani gets to become a marine biologist, which is hinted at a grand total of once in the fucking movie. Once.
What?
Barely. And then you have the deconstruction of Nani's character. In this movie, she's just kind of a prickly older sister. In the original movie, there were scenes, there were moments where you saw that Nani knows her little sister. She knows like how to make her happy. She's trying to make her happy. There's certain scenes recreated in this movie that are iconic scenes from the original that are just completely zapped at the fucking gill of any kind of energy. The vinyl scene where Stitch has his fucking finger in the groove of a vinyl and Lilo opens his mouth and music starts coming out of it. There's that funny reaction from Nani in the original where she's like, oh my God. And in this one, it's just like, I'm so annoyed. I want to go back to sleep. Like,
What?
Mm.
and it's just
She
the
really
fact-
doesn't give that face of like, I don't know what the fuck it say here.
No, she just looks annoyed.
Oh,
And that's not
so bad.
I mean, they literally ruin her character. They really do. They split her character between a social worker, who is the original voice actress of Nani, and that is a split off of Cobra Bubbles' character because he's just a CIA agent this time around. He's not a social worker. So they literally created a character to have the original voice actress in the live action movie. It's like, I think he could have done something else, but I mean, I have a laundry list of things that I find wrong with this fucking movie, but the fucking king of it all, the king of pain of it all, the mace to the face on this one is just that you completely lost the fucking plot. Jumba is the fucking villain. We don't have Gantu in this movie. You completely give Jumba Gantu's fucking job from the original movie. You fucking set up Jumba essentially being a focal point for a sequel this movie is likely going to have.
He doesn't even have his accent.
No, he doesn't have his accent, and Zach Galifianakis was not a good fucking choice for Jumba at all. Not even remotely close.
I keep hearing that too.
It's like on paper, you're like, oh, he's funny. He could probably do it. He plays it straight to such an extent where it's like, I don't know whether to blame him or the fucking director or the script. More than likely the script. But, dude, if you like this movie and you want to rub it in the faces of the original, of the fans of the original movie, by all means, go ahead. You just look like a fucking douchebag, in all honesty. And I really do question your taste in that of movies and cinema and storytelling and everything. because you don't come off honest at all. If you're going into a movie that's core message is family and saying, well, I'm just turning my brain off, you're completely just like fucking missing the point.
Yeah.
You don't have to think too goddamn hard for a movie about an alien that crash lands on fucking Hawaii and then just gets thrown into a family drama. You don't need to use your brain that hard. And if you're turning your brain off for something like that, I'm not surprised that you like a movie like this that butchers the fucking irony of two aliens playing dress up and fooling everybody on planet Earth. No, now we're just going to use their actors and save on budget, which might have been a smart thing, but seeing as how this movie's doing right now, you probably could have spent that fucking money. But I digress. That's one. If you love this movie more than the original, don't be a cockhead about it. Just fucking keep it to yourself. And if you're going to be a dickhead about it, let's sit down and talk about it, because I genuinely want to hear what is so much better and what is so great about this movie as compared to the original, which has more heart, more soul, and the fucking music's better. No offense to the re-recording of that one song that I can't pronounce the fucking name of. They did a great job. That one guy from American Idol and all those kids, they did great. But fuck off. Don't be dancing in my face with your fucking TikTok trends or anything like that. You're not going to sit here and fucking tell me that the best character in the original movie, Nani, the literal fucking link to the audience, especially those who weren't 5, 6, 8, or 9 at the point in time, is now better, is now worse factually, but better in your mind. You're not stepping to me with that fucking conversation, because that's not even an opinion. That's just being wrong.
Listen, man, stop being shills. I can't believe that character assassination. That is terrible.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you had to split one character in two, and then the one half of the character that you split in two essentially gets all of like the little like warm and gooey bits from another character, therefore making a main character who is integral to the plot and the story and the message completely fucking useless, to the point where, oh yeah, that one thing she was avoiding the entire movie, it happens if she gets to go to school. Oh my God, I'm fucking enthralled. Golly gee willikers with this.
That's how they're going to set up the second one. Listen, I mean,
well, they are 100%. They are.
Grifters, stop being grifts. Shills, stop being shills. Seriously, it's fucking stupid, especially for this. If you're going to shill hard, shill for the next Disney remake, live action remake. It's coming up real soon. All right. They're doing the Incredibles live action. It's coming out in July.
Oh my God.
It's coming out in July. It's called The Fantastic.
Oh.
What? You didn't see that coming.
But I give it a year or two, they'll announce an Incredibles live action remake. They're already doing fucking Moana, so.
And that one came
like,
quick. But that was
I don't think Pixar's gonna let them. I don't know.
Pixar doesn't have a choice. If they're owned by Disney, Disney can do whatever the fuck they want at this point. As you can see, I mean, they're bringing back King of the Hill.
That intro was pretty good. I like that intro.
It was good, but I'm just surprised. I'm like, really? I mean, I loved the first couple of seasons. I would say 6 seasons of King of the Hill, but I didn't think that show needed to be brought back. Okay.
Well, realistically, Beavis and Butthead didn't need to come back either.
Yeah, but Beavis and Butthead always poked fun at the current events, even back in the fucking day.
This is very true, and it was always smarter than people gave it credit for.
So
way smarter.
Yeah, you got to be pretty smart to write that dumb.
So real quick, the comments. Ari comes in and says, I keep hearing that it's a remake and that it shouldn't be compared to the original. It's doing its own thing, rewritten. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I should agree with that. No, you shouldn't. Because here's the thing. With remakes, I don't know. I guess there's a point to be made there, because like even like with, as a comparison, the Silent Hill 2 remake versus the original, they changed a lot of shit, and a lot of people like the remake. I don't understand their mindset, but that's just me. And it's kind of the same here. Why I'm not going to see this is, yes, every Disney remake they've done, they've changed shit. They just, I don't understand. Like it was fine originally. Why change what worked?
I don't understand it, but Lilo doesn't even get Stitch when she's with Nani. The neighbor takes her to get her, which is
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too.
That's so fucked.
yeah.
Nani doesn't give a fuck about her sister, dude.
She really doesn't do much.
Like, dude, like, I get it. It's like having those same scenes, but with the original voice actress on screen in real life. But, like, that's not Nani. That's a different character that just so happens to be that original voice actress. It's not the fucking same.
Like, I half expect Nani to just fuck off and just start doing drugs and abandoning fucking Lilo.
Like, if you were
Like,
that
that's-
hell-bent on keeping Nani's voice actress around, why not just dub the actress over? I don't fucking know.
Or maybe make her Nani. I don't know. I'm sticking with we're this close from her sister Nani being a horrible drug addict who just completely abandons Lilo and just ends up in prison. I don't know. It seems like
something out of a Robot Chicken skit.
yes.
I think that's
It's
a pretty good way to describe this movie.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question, Games.
Yeah.
The success of this movie at the box office, does that bode well for another movie I don't think ever needed a live action? How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
You're killing him.
I'm sorry.
no. It's fine. Recreational activities that are legal in this state. Anyways,
Yeah.
with How to Train Your Dragon, right? I think the way that DreamWorks is probably going to go about it, and the way they've been going about it, what with it being the original director, you know, it's still all his vision and all of this sort of shit. They're still being the anti-Disney while doing what Disney is doing, right? So I have a feeling that this might pan out super well for DreamWorks. Do I want more live action remakes of their other stuff like Shrek and stuff? Not really.
Oh, I don't want
I
to see.
feel like How to
Wait.
Train Your Dragon is like the only franchise that would work like this.
Hold on. No one wants to see the nightmare fuel live action Shrek movie?
No.
No,
It would
No,
look
we already
like-
got
Have
the
you seen
Broadway
Shrek?
musical, bro.
yeah,
The
Shrek
Broadway
the musical is
musical's
right
great.
there.
The musical was great, dude. I don't know. I loved it. It was so dumb. Dude, it would look like the Cat in the Hat fuck the Grinch. Like, I am so down for this. I am so down. And it wasn't a good
Right.
fuck. It was a hate fuck.
Oh my
Like-
god.
Like, I am down for this shit. DreamWorks, please.
Listen, the only way that a live action Shrek would work is if Chris Farley was still alive.
I don't know. They got Mike Myers into that Cat in the Hat suit just fine.
That's
I
true.
think the only thing that could lead to a live action Shrek within the next 15 years is if Shrek 5 flops.
Yeah. Oh my god. Spider-Man says, I'm hearing JR out on this.
Let him cook.
For the meme, absolutely, but if they were to touch Shrek and make it a live action remake, you're just opening the floodgate for
Like-
a lot of things that shouldn't happen.
Like,
It's already been
maybe
open.
they're older,
No, it
older
gets worse.
movies like Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado. Maybe.
Road
But
to
those
El
movies are
Dorado?
still. Those movies are
Yeah.
masterpieces by themselves. Like, I don't think they need to be touched. But neither did How to Train Your. It's all just. I'm just vehemently against the concept of a live action remake, but I am cautiously optimistic because I love DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Well, there it is. Lilo and Stitch. I mean, yeah. Good conversation as
Spider-Man says, Shrek is love. Shrek is life in 4K at last.
Oh my god!
Fucking Christ.
all right.
The world
Well,
wasn't ready for it for the first time. I don't think they could take another.
No.
well, from one Disney banger So, well, that's not true. This is not a Disney banger. This actually has nothing to do with Disney, but I'm going to do it anyway, people. This week, I think it was Tuesday, crazy news hit. You know we don't like getting political here, but when it comes to what we like to do, i.e. collecting figures, playing video games, getting the dang comic books, you know what I'm saying? Like rent, prices be too damn high, okay? So some semblance of good news came out of the blue Tuesday, whenever it was. And that was basically a federal court struck down the tariffs. Said it ain't working. This is not legit. It ain't happening. They struck it down. But 24 hours later, maybe per se, the Empire Strikes Back. Tariffs gets canceled. Cancellation gets appealed. I mean, for one brief moment, I thought, it's open season. Hiya's going to release everything, and I'm going to be able to buy everything at regular shipping, at regular prices. We're good to go, gold to go, whatever the fuck case may be. But literally, just like a Star Wars movie, the fucking prequel saga, you just can't win. You just can't win. Adrian telling Rocky in part 4, you can't win. You just can't. So, and again, politics aside, this does hit the pockets. The other day, Entertainment Earth had an Uncle Todd Batman figure I've been searching for, and they had it at 15% off. I said, oh shit, jump on it. On top of that, because I was a brand new customer to Entertainment Earth, I got an extra 10% off. I said, yes, all right, 30% off on this motherfucker right here. Wait, right, 15. You're 25% off. Here we go. I am very, very, very happy with this. But then I get these, what only I can assume is tariff charges, because I was like, what the fuck is that charge? What the fuck? Long story short, what I thought I was going to be paying for this figure turned out to be double. With percentage off. And because I am that stupid motherfucker who wanted this fucking figure very, very badly, I hit the buy now. So then when this news came out that the tariffs were getting cut, I was like, why couldn't this happen 2 days ago when I put this fucking toy? I digress. One. But better late than never, right? Nope. Apparently it's never going to happen. We're never getting anything. We're going to pay out of our fucking asses because, in all honesty, unlimited tariffs. It ain't going nowhere. We're fucked. We're never going to get the fucking figures I want at decent prices. It's driving me up a fucking wall. Rob, you are the resident toy guy. How do you feel about this?
Somehow the tariffs have returned.
Oh, no!
They tariff
Nobody
now?
asked
They
for
tariff
that.
now.
Why
They
did
tariff
you
now.
put that in the title?
Bro, I literally just got this image while you were talking about How to Train Your Dragon.
So, as much as it does suck, we're not going back to 145% tariffs for the
Right.
time being. You know, we have that 30% tariff shadoozle going on. And as far as we know, they're still deliberating, you know, how they're going to handle it permanently. So it sucks, but it's like looking at it from a collector's standpoint, while the other way was much more, while them getting outright canceled was probably the better way because it's just, you're done.
You're done.
Now, you know, it's bad. Oh, I digress. That's too. It's bad. It's not fun, but it would be a lot worse if we were going back to how it was like a couple weeks ago at 145%. Absolutely. And even if these things did get outright overturned with no hope of them coming back, there's still the repercussions. There's still the aftershock of everything. You know, things are still going to be slow. Things are still going to be a pain in the ass to get over here. So it's like either way, I'm not bummed because I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen anyway. But at the same time, it's not like we're going back to where we were a couple of months ago. And I feel like if we're going to look at it anyway, we should look at it that way. Because you can't get upset over this kind of shit anymore. I mean, you can, but it's like you're just gonna run out of steam by the end of the 4 years. So I'm not saying you have to take it lying down or anything, but this was coming from a mile away. People were calling it the minute them shits got overturned. It's like, give it a day. And it's probably going to flip-flop between the two before something concrete happens, if anything at all.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, I'm not happy about it. I'm glad we're not going direct back to 145%. And let's just fucking hope that the 10% that they're aiming for is what it ends up being. That's all I can say.
JR, you are also resident. Well, toy guy. Definitely you're the resident fucking Comic-Con guy.
Yeah.
When you were at Gem State, when you were walking around shopping, did you notice if anything was priced higher than they should have been? Like, did you catch anything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I talked to a couple of vendors Friday before the official con started, kind of getting some pricing, and there was a lady, she marked up all of her shit, including the tariff charges. So a $30 figure, I was like, oh, I really like this Free Ren figure. And it's just a standard 6-inch Free Ren statue on Big Bad, typically between 25, 35. I asked her, hey, how much is it? Oh, that one's 70. I'm like, what about that one? 70. What about that one? 70. I'm like, okay, you're just a fucking asshole. And then I go over to this guy who custom makes like all of these big ass swords and shit. They're really badass, you know. They're a couple of grand each. And I was talking to him and the tariffs got brought up. I'm like, so how does that affect your business? And he's like, oh, dude, it made my business better. I'm like, how so? He's like, because I get to charge people more. I'm like, you're fucking scum. You just openly admit to fucking people out of money because of what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, I make money off of doing it. Why should I care? Like, okay. I didn't fucking go back there. Guy's a fucking douchebag. And yeah, you saw it at the con. Good people, decent people didn't raise their prices. I saw a lot of good, decent people just like, yeah, fuck that. We're selling them for what they're worth. And that was good. But as far as all of this goes, like, it passed, like, the tariffs get knocked out, and then the appeals court upholds it. All that means is that another judge or fucking a couple, which is funny because it was current people who shot down the tariffs, the judges he put into place. So all it means it's going to be reevaluated, and it'll probably go to the Supreme Court. And so far, the Supreme Court's been like, a lot of fuck you. You're doing shit that ain't okay. Some of it they let get away with. I don't think this is one of those things. I think be cautiously optimistic about the future of the tariffs not being upheld. But yeah, also be knowledgeable about what you're purchasing, especially when you go to a con. Because as much as I wanted those $800 fucking Blades of Chaos, some Chinese fucking knockoff shop is selling these for like $20. So, like, you know, and that shit ain't affected by the tariffs because they make that cheap shit here. So, it was definitely a wild experience to talk to people at the con and get some perspective on how it's affecting businesses. Some people love it because they make more money. Others They just don't give a shit. And they're decent people.
I hear that.
Spider-Man says, it's like having someone hold the door open for you, only for it to shut in your face and automatically lock. Yeah,
Oh.
it's great.
That's crazy. All right, my guy.
Verse Monster Rodan says, I've resigned myself to this tariff roller coaster ride, and I'm trying to undo my seatbelt, trying to get out and plummet to the pavement. Yeah, dude, it's fucking whiplash. This whole last couple of fucking months with essentially almost everything has been whiplash, but this tariff shit, it's like, fuck, dude. And then he came out today and is spouting more shit. China didn't uphold the agreement. No further details on what agreement or what they did. He's just saying shit. So get fucking ready again. It never ends.
Listen. Let's use Palpatine's voice and Star Wars figures like the banking clan did not uphold.
It did not uphold
the bargain.
the trade agreements to build the Death Star.
There you go. That's how you do it.
We must go to the Dagobah system to find Broda.
Broda.
And Qui-Gon Jinn. And
Oh,
Ben Swallow.
Wait. Oh, fuck yes. I forgot to.
Yeah. I think that right there is the greatest thing to come out of this week. Right there in the chat. Taco time.
That shit had me dead. The taco time thing had me fucking dead. I swear to God, that shit had me cracking the fuck up. But Gams,
Yeah.
what is your take?
It's another fucking Tuesday in this administration, I guess. You know.
Yes.
You think you get one thing? Oh no! It's the complete opposite. We're just back to square one. No progress has been made at all
No,
because I decreed it should be.
you're doing it wrong.
Why do you sound... You sound like someone that isn't Emperor Palpatine.
I know.
Yeah. Palpatine.
But yeah, it's another Tuesday in this administration. I'm not surprised. I don't think at really much progress is going to be made at all until 4 years from now. I'm just that kind of doomer right now. But
A New Hope, maybe.
yeah, a new hope in 4 years.
Gams, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What system do you reside in?
The Dagobah system. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Wise, young and wise. No, yeah. Look, we've all had our piece. We've all said our share. It's unfortunate, you know. Yes, we're collectors and we're a very niche community, but we're here. And honestly, like seeing things like Super 7 having to lay off, you know, a bunch of people behind them not being able to pay, seeing things like Higher not, you know, holding on to shit until they get a better picture of what's going on. It's nuts, man, because there's a lot of cool things that are coming out, and I want to get them before I meet my fate falling down the shaft of a Death Star. I want to have some of these things, which is why I paid double for the fucking Uncle Todd Batman than I should have, even with fucking a sale and deals. It's unbelievable. It really is. But it can't get any worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things I constantly say to myself. It just can't get any worse, right? Oh shit, it's worse. Banime! Texas passes a bill to ban anime and manga. Are you kidding me? Now listen. We talked about this shit not too long ago. All right, when there was the idea of this happening. Well, the bill passed. And not only did it passed unanimously. Everybody signed off on it. It went across Democrats' desks, Republicans' desks. It didn't matter whose desk it went across in Texas, but it went across those desks. And it was like, yep. They checked all the yes boxes. So right now, all it has to do to be signed into law is to go to the governor of Texas' desk. Let me read real quick some of the stuff. On May 22nd of this year, the House of Representatives voted on and passed Son of a Bitch Bill 20. A bill created by, I put the son of a bitch in there, by the way. A bill created by the state of Texas that could end up banning all anime. The bill had been voted on and passed by the Senate on March 12th by both Democrats and Republicans. This means all that needs to happen is for Texas Governor Greg Abbott to sign off for it to become official law. Now, the bill does not specifically target anime. However, anime, video games, and other forms of digital media could fall under the bill's scope of cracking down on explicit content involving minors, whether real, drawn, or AI generated. Okay. The bill would make it illegal to possess, share, or create obscene material depicting minors. Penalties for violating this son of a bitch bill include state jail felony all the way up to second-degree felony. Second-degree felony charges for repeat offenses. JR, don't ever go to Texas.
Yeah.
As the world enters the digital age, especially with AI gaining prominence, laws such as these are sure to come up. What that means for you, what that means for your 10,000-year-old demon masquerading as a 10-year-old girl remains to be seen. However, under this law, possessing that content could, in fact, land you behind bars. As of the time of this writing, Texas has not signed the bill into law. If it does get signed, the son of a bitch bill will become law on September 1st, 2025. There it is. There it is. Baname. JR, you are. You're the only one that be buying all these weird, not buying, watching the craziest animes. I thought I would watch some crazy anime back when I was a kid, well, younger, like Oru Sakadoji and shit like that, right? Like this is hardcore shit. Hell, even Ninja Scroll, the fucking big ass rock guy, he was doing some things to the fucking ninja woman. But I digress. That's two. JR,
Cool.
you, oh shit, hey. He's a voice from the ether. He's back. JR.
Yeah.
In your travels, which may come with the convention season, Texas is a big state. There could only be say, hey, we got this guy, JR, he's great. Let's get him to Texas. Are you going to Texas?
Absolutely not. No, and here's what throws me for a loop. Crunchyroll's in fucking Texas. Their headquarters is in Texas. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the biggest, like, monkey wrenches, because you think a company with all the fucking money that goes into politics, a company would sit there and be like, yo, we're just gonna pay these politicians off. You think it would be them and Sony? Nothing. Pay off the governor. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just going to pay him off. I don't know. But that's a lot of lost jobs. Like, you want to sit here and fucking say it's just banning anime outright. I mean, that's a lot of people out of work. And that's odd. And then, you know, there's things in the bill I agree with, but it's so broad and vague. What do you deem as underage when you look at, for instance, a picture of Sailor Moon? What? There's anime girls that are 30 years old. Literally 30.
But Sailor Moon isn't.
Yeah, I know. But, well, I'm getting to the point. That are literally 30 years old. that you could sit here and say, oh, they look underage because of the art style or the artwork. But how do you determine that from an image? And that's the thing with Sailor Moon. If you didn't know her age right now, what fucking age would you think she is?
16.
Okay. She doesn't do anything sexual in the anime. She's not putting sexual anything. But
What people draw
because
her
she
tattoo.
looks because
That's
she
not
looks that
anime's
way,
problem.
it'll be banned. And that's the thing, is like I watched fucking animes like Uzaki-chan. They're college students. Other than the fact that they have to say they're college students, that art style versus Sailor Moon's art style versus fucking the art style for like Demon Slayer or Cowboy Bebop, you can't really determine because of the art style. So that's where it gets a little fucky with how broad it is. Because it's like, okay, I go to jail for owning a lewd figure and she's well over the age of 18, and I live in Texas, which I don't, but Idaho will follow suit because they fucking do anything Texas does. So what, I go to jail because the fucking obscenity police show up and say, you have a lewd figure and we can't determine whether or not she's of legal age. Okay, I go to fucking jail now. I think there's going to be a lot of unwarranted arrests, which is odd because the Supreme Court did rule on this over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Saying that you can't ban this shit. It's artistic freedom. And as soon as there's a fucking court case over this, someone getting arrested for having anime or manga, that's where the Supreme Court ruling will step in, and then this Texas ban gets shot down. It's unconstitutional at the end of the day, and I do agree with some of the things that are in the ban. I 100% do. But the wording is so fucking broad that I think it would inherently make all of us who watch anime a fucking felon in one way or another. Because you sit here, they're the ones now determining what is sexually explicit. That's the problem. The government is telling you this. The government is controlling you on this. They tell you what they deem. And that's a problem. That is fucking overreach.
As the resident Hispanic here on the panel, this is like ice for you motherfuckers, bro.
It really fucking is. And I hate this, man. I can't believe this got passed in Texas. Like, it was so broad, and it brought up valid points to where it reached across aisles, and everyone voted for it. And if you didn't vote for it, people would be like, well, what the fuck? What are you actually supporting? But that's inherently the problem with the writing of the bill. And this should have been really, really reevaluated. They should have got a lot more people for the opposition to come in and be like, yo, this is too broad. Like, it really is. And it is simple as far as AI is concerned. You put filters on the searches. It is that simple. I can't, on my AI fucking art app, I can't even type in Gordon Ramsay anymore. Like, there are filters that could be implemented. But the ban anime and manga because it's encompassed in this is just, it's a fucking overreach. Crunchyroll, Sony, you're in Texas. How are you just gonna roll over? How are you not lobbying? This is fucking bullshit. And it's not because I'm a sicko pervert. I am, but it's not just because of that. It is because they can deem what they think is inappropriate. Are we not living in They Live right now? Are we really just not living in that fucking world right now?
Unlimited power!
Right? Like, holy shit! The Empire's gonna kick our fucking doors down at any moment, and then we're all stormtroopers.
I know we're in a garbage disposal. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
Gams, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, Lordy Lou. What's gonna happen next, bro? They're gonna take away just video games in general? They're gonna take away just media? Are we just supposed to read books?
Well,
Like,
books contain explicitly lewd subject matter depending on which book. Do you go to prison for that because of the wording?
Texas is starting to sound awfully Mormon right now.
They sound like Utah.
They started to sound like Utah, and I thought Texas hated Utah.
My God.
I mean, it's not living in Texas and not, having any plans to ever go to Texas, right? It's not affecting me too much, but like, still, what it means for anime and manga in general, especially with big companies like Crunchyroll and Funimation and all that being based there, I don't understand that. I don't understand why there wasn't any lobbying up until this was posted in court or wherever it was, voted upon.
It was in the Texas Senate, I believe. They all voted for it there. Like, and it was fucking unanimous. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, no, the fact that there wasn't any lobbying by the geeks and nerds and weebs of Texas along with Crunchyroll and fucking Funimation is wild to me.
It's true. I follow this one guy based out of Texas, and I absolutely love his page. And he's not one of them chills for Disney. I love his page. He's, dedicated to the Japanese culture, the shit I love, whether it's Godzilla, tokusatsu, anime stuff. Like, he's in deep, but he's also in Houston. So I worry because I'm like, there's a lot of stuff, and it's not lewd shit. It bothers me on how all of a sudden the way this bill is worded, it's all about perception now. If you perceive this to be a certain way, let's get them, and that's fucked up.
And it sets a dangerous precedent because of what happened with Hub in Utah and how it just bled over into all of these states. Hub is banned in like half the country.
I don't know. Yeah. Somebody help me out because maybe I'm too drunk and I didn't even start drinking yet.
Oh, Pornhub.
Hub.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I was trying not to say
that Hub.
I don't know what that means, bro.
Fair.
An accident.
Well, yeah, no, like Pornhub's banned in half the country because it started in one state banning it, and then most of the red states fucking got rid of it, like in my state.
Hang on.
Now,
yeah, Montana too.
Brought back physical media. So it's just like it's something like this becomes a fucking avalanche fast. Like it was banned across the US in under 6 months.
Good
all
Lord.
Because one state banned it. It's like it's the empire, man. When one does one thing, they all follow suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob, what's your take?
Well, I've been collecting and reading manga since 2000. So if this were to bleed over into New Jersey, I guess I'd be going to jail for owning the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh! In manga format. I guess I'd be going to jail for all the books that I bought as a preteen and a teenager that had high school fucking bullshit in it and all this other fucking shit. I honestly,
High School DxD is banned.
Well, High School DxD I just don't fuck with because none of y'all are MILFs and none of y'all look like you could beat me up, so I don't give a shit. That's not my thing. But, it sets a dangerous precedent because if a bill like this, as broad in scope as it is, can get passed, they could do the same thing to music. They can do the same thing to video games. They could do the same thing to media in general. And because it always starts with one, there's always a fucking domino effect. And I'm sorry, but this just feels like the biggest self-report on Texas's part entirely. Because if you look at a series like Bleach, Cowboy Bebop, Naruto, One Piece, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer, and the first thing you think is, well, this is sexual, I think you're the one with the problem more than the fucking freakazoids that are making CP on AI fucking apps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there isn't a singular fucking thing that is sexual about Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is just a badass magical girl fucking anime.
Yeah.
It's a soap opera. Legit. It
It really fucking is. It absolutely the fuck is.
I mean, OG Dragon Ball has some questionable things with Bulma, but that's fine.
But the original Dragon Ball was also made in what year?
1986.
Yeah. In a completely different country on fucking top of it. And if you look at Dragon Ball today, the draw isn't seeing Bulma's ass. The draw is seeing a bunch of burly men fight and be gay. That's the only fucking thing.
That is very true, but also Bulma's ass is still there. She's just in her 40s now, so it's okay.
It's fine.
That's fine. She's better that way, to be completely
She's
honest.
much better that way.
More appealing to my fucking polyamorous pansexual ass.
You need to relax, good sir.
No.
You do. But
never.
Beyond this point, it's just not only is this fucking mindless, not only does this just make no fucking sense, it's also, you know what? I don't even have a fucking word.
Retarded.
Ludicrous.
All right, you said it. I didn't. So that's perfectly fine, but I'll have to agree. It is definitely within a realm of people who have clearly no fucking idea that something like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, One Piece, Naruto, Cowboy Bebop, and Bleach really have no fucking like say in half of the shit that they want to get rid of. And to which I will agree with JR, there are parts about the bill where I'm like, yeah, that makes total fucking sense. Because
Can I add something potentially?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by a very special guest, Cruz. Hello.
Hello. So, as a librarian, that is my profession, something we libraries advocate against very, 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 very firmly is banning books. Is this not in the same line as banning books? Because you're banning media, essentially. And what you're doing is limiting people's access to their expressions and their freedoms. And on top of that, you're also limiting them by not letting them experience other cultures. By banning anime, you are essentially banning them from appreciating part of Japanese culture, which is most people's introduction to it, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true.
So,
at least these days, it used to be kaiju movies.
my
Well, no,
point
because
being,
even back in the day, I had shit like Voltron and
Mhm.
and I was
Astro
like,
Boy.
Astro
True.
and all
Yeah.
those things started as manga. All those things came out as manga. And if you own the original manga, are you now a federal criminal
Yes.
because you own a book?
Yes.
That's the crazy part.
According
So
to the
essentially,
show,
you're banning
yes.
media, you're banning books. And this is exactly what libraries advocate against. This is exactly why libraries say that children and people, adults, all ages, should have access to media that they are capable of understanding and reading, no matter the circumstance. This is why age limits aren't put on books, even regardless of whether they're in the fiction, the nonfiction, the children's, blah, blah, blah. If they can read it, we're going to let them check it out. Period. And the reason for that is because it is a right to education. It is a right to have the freedom to read and write whatever you please.
And that's
That is what our country stands for.
and that is being taken away. I 1,000% agree. Because not for nothing, thank you, Cruz. I appreciate that because that brought back some memories when I used to go to the library when I was young in elementary school, and I would, I would browse certain sections that I might not have understood, but I found that fucking orange and black. This is why the Geek Out's orange and black. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why my favorite colors. But those back in them days, them orange and black monster books. You remember? I forgot what those were called, but they had King Kong, they had Godzilla, they had Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, the Invisible Man. Remember those books back in the days? You might be too young, but some of y'all out there in the chat world knows what I'm talking about. and that library had that Godzilla book, and the library stamps on it was a lot until I got it. And then there was no more left because I stole it. I stole the fucking book. I stole the book from the public library. I'm sorry.
You monster!
Yes,
monster!
that fine has to be ridiculous right now. And I'll never forget, after stealing that book, when I was in the 6th grade, my elementary school was, up the block from the library, from the public library. And in the 6th grade, because we're 6th graders now, right? We're the fucking cream of the crop in elementary school.
Cool kids, if you will.
Exactly. We were able to walk around by ourselves and shit. So after school, a group of us would go down the block to the library. And I will never fucking forget one of the greatest books in DC history. And we're going to talk about this man in a minute too. I remember going to the Red Hook Public Library and finding Batman Arkham Asylum written by Grant Morrison in the 6th grade. I tell this shit to my best friend because me and this dude bonded over comic books later on in life as an adult. And I would tell him, yeah, Grant Morrison, I remember Arkham Asylum when I was in the 6th grade. He'd look at me like, bro, what are you talking about?
And that also brings me into another subject, not to cut you off, sorry. But comic books of the Western variety have literally just as dark of topics, because you brought up Batman. The Killing Joke is available on our DC shelf. We have an entire section of DC and Marvel, kind of like you're describing with your library. And we let children of all ages check that out. Technically, it is in the YA section, so it's supposed to be for 13 and older children who can, of course, understand that media. And some children go up into the YA section with their parents that are as young as 8 to 7 years old, depending on the kind of media they're looking for, and they check out comic books all the time. So does this not extend over into Western media too? Are we going to ban comic books?
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
exactly
know
what-
anything with Dick Grayson Robin with those booty shorts is banned.
There's actually a comic book that's been coming out for the past several months from DC, and it's called Nothing But B-U-T-T Nightwing. And it's Nightwing, and the cover is him looking over his shoulder, but his ass is all prominent. And it's supposed to be a comedy book. I haven't read it, but it's a true thing. But
Dick Grayson's ass.
yes,
Yeah, he's banned.
that's my point. Exactly what you just said. When I read Arkham Asylum for the first time, this was the first time I was seeing people like Two-Face, because at that point in time, Batman the Animated Series wasn't out yet. So I didn't know all of these characters. I knew who was on the Adam West show. I knew the Penguin. I knew the Joker. I knew Catwoman. I knew the Riddler. Those were the guys I knew, right? Because those were the main villains, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm reading as a 6th grader, Two-Face is under a table with some cards, and the Joker is. This is one of the scariest interpretations of the Joker. He's like, Harvey pissed himself. I'm a 6th grader. I see that. I go, what did you say a bad word in a Batman comic? That's exactly you hit it right on the head. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You weren't banning shit then. Those were in the libraries. We're gonna do this now. And again, it's adult themes as opposed to what is deemed inappropriate because of an artistic style. And yes, like JR said, like Rob said, like Game said, I thoroughly agree. There are certain things in the bill that make sense. Of course, nobody wants to see this. But at the same time, the way this bill is worded, the broad strokes on it, Voltron could go away. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And that's fucking crazy.
No more Voltron, no more Gundam, no more friggin' Gamma
more anything.
Reaver.
Yeah. Let's
No
get
more
to
anything.
let's get to the
And that especially includes the modern version of Voltron, where one of the characters is explicitly gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
and it was a good take. It was a really good take. Let's get to
Not
the
that I'm
comment.
arguing that. I'm just saying that in general, that could be like, oh, it's turning our children woke.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
Fan Spider says, looks like I better get the black suit because I must be a felon with my collection. You and me both, Spider-Man.
I knew you get the black suit. It's on Godzilla. Go get it from him.
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be Spider-Man and me running like at the end of The Dark Knight after Batman kills Harvey Dent with our anime collection.
Y'all wildin'.
We're the hero Gotham needs but doesn't deserve. We are the hentai knight. Eric comes in and says, JK or am I? Eyes and a laughing face. Monsterverse Rodan says, I better hide my jars in my closet. All right, Monsterverse Rodan is with Spider-Man and me now.
Oh my god.
Talk about a sticky situation.
No, it's okay. Ari died. She's dead.
He's dead. Oh my god.
The Dark Knight Spider-Man says, they couldn't verify my identity on the hub. They kept rejecting my pic I sent. How could they not know Spider-Man?
Oh god. That's so
LMAO.
Wait, no, JR. It's Brother Osborne's music video, Ain't My Fault. If you ain't seen it, look it up. It's so good.
Holy shit. Spider-Man says Shenron gave Bulma a butt lift too, which is great for people like me.
It's true. It's true. And at the very end.
Dios mío.
Dios mío.
Oh my god. Monsterverse Rodan. Not only is Ice coming for you, but now the motherfucking Texas fucking anime guys are coming for you too. You gotta hide the accent. Hide the accent.
Monsterverse Rodan, listen, dude. You gotta hide, man. Go to the volcano.
Yeah, go back in the volcano in Mexico.
Exactly. Just go back. Go back. Go back. If
Mount
you go
Fuji,
back,
they'll never know.
yo, if you say I'm gonna go back to the mountain, the volcano back in Mexico, they're gonna pay for your trip. Just go back. Just go back.
Deport yourself. Self-deport.
Oh my god. You know, Texas, honestly,
Don't make that a meme. God damn it.
as a Dallas Cowboys fan, as somebody that actually would love to visit Texas, like in a couple of months, actually, because there's a big pay-per-view happening out there. I'm not going, no. This is crazy. This is crazy. I love you, Texas, but this is not it. Unlimited power! If only Disney had unlimited power. What do you think they'd be doing if Disney had unlimited power? Because I look at Disney, right? And you see they got this and they got that and they got Hulu. They've got Aliens. They've got Predator. They've got Marvel. And right now it seems like for the first time in 25 years, they've got DC because motherfucker. Holy seismic crossover! Batman and Deadpool bring back the DC Marvel crossover. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters and siblings. I love this so much. But at the same time, I hate it. I love it so much, but I'm going to be dead ass honest with you. At the same time, I hate it. I love it because when DC and Marvel cross over, it's some of the best shit, man. They really go to town. The last crossover they did was JLA Avengers, and I swear to God, to this day, that is a perfect crossover. It's beautiful. One of my all-time favorite crossovers is Batman Spider-Man, the DC one. Was it the DC one? No, the Marvel one. The DC one was kind of iffy. But the Marvel version of Spider-Man Batman, I'll put it that way, had the incredible Mark Bagley on art. It had Spider-Man coming to Gotham. The Joker was reformed. They put a chip up his nose. They were gonna do it in Cletus Cassidy. It was fantastic. It's one of my all-time favorite things. I love the crossovers. Spider-Man, Superman back in the 70s. The first one, if I'm not
Oh, yes, I was going to mention that one. That one was peak.
bro, like there's so many of them. So many of them. Batman, Punisher. Like there's so listen. When they do the damn thing, they do the damn thing. I love company crossovers. It's one of my favorite things.
They rub the punch on the band.
Hashtag bring back the amalgam universe.
Bring it back. A Dark Horse and DC all the time. Now Dark Horse, all of that good shit is in Marvel, and Marvel's getting to do it. I mean, for crying out loud, Predator Spider-Man #2 dropped this week, and I still ain't read it. Fuck is wrong with me?
And let's not forget the crossover whore that is IDW.
The crossover whore that is you are absolutely right. That's why I say I love it and I hate it. All right. Because it's Batman. Look, Batman's my favorite thing of all time. I love Batman. That's my comic book guy. Batman. And if you notice, Batman's all capitalized because it's Batman, and Deadpool is not, because I hate Deadpool. I fucking hate Deadpool. I hate Deadpool. It's overrated. I fucking hate Deadpool so much.
But comic book Deadpool's different. He's more layered than surface level meme Deadpool.
There are a couple of Deadpool books. Night of the Living Deadpool, for instance, thoroughly enjoyed.
So good. So fucking good.
But Deadpool on a whole, all I'm gonna fucking hear is stupid ass Ryan Reynolds up against the greatest of all time, Kevin Conroy, and I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. Now,
well, then just think about it being Kevin Conroy versus Nolan North.
What did he do? The Wolverine thing?
Nolan North was the Deadpool voice in Hulk versus Wolverine, and he was also the voice of Deadpool in Deadpool the video game.
Okay, I was a Hulk versus Wolverine. Yeah, you know how long it's been? Although, everybody, no lie, check out those Hulk versus movies. Fucking
they're peak.
They're peak. Yo, guys, we got to do one of those Comic Cons one day where we review that. Shit.
Yes, we rewatch those movies and we do a review. Yes,
like together, live streaming it, doing it at the same time. Sorry.
Yes.
But no, look. For all intents and purposes, I am so excited that the crossover is back between the big two. I miss it. It's been 25 years. You know what else has been 25 years? The Knicks being in the Eastern Conference Finals. And you know what? Yeah, they still down fucking 3-2 right now, but that doesn't matter because tomorrow they gotta go to Indiana. Sorry. I missed the crossovers. We're getting it. It starts in September, and there are more coming that they have not announced yet, which got me so fucking hyped right now. I cannot wait. Games, you know I'm starting with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this.
Bro, this could either be the best thing or the worst thing, depending on who's writing it, whether or not it's going to lean more towards DC or Marvel, or like which of Batman's rogues gallery is going to be there, if somebody else from the Marvel universe other than Deadpool is going to show up. It's dependent on a lot of factors here.
You know what, Games? I lied. You know what? I forgot. You were a comic book guy. You're not going now.
I'm just saving my ass for last. All right.
Yeah, my bad. I fucked up. J-Hawk.
Yeah.
You liked Wolverine and Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm now over it.
You loved the Batman.
Yeah.
You just got into comic books hardcore as a DC fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something explicit. Is your dick hard?
No.
Ah!
Look, there's some neat things that can happen in a crossover like this, but creatively, I agree with Deadpool and Batman, but like mainstream wise, they really gave a D-list character to Batman to team up with.
That's what I'm saying.
It's fucking Deadpool, and it's like how many jokes can you do? And how I don't know how many issues it's supposed to be. I'd imagine like a 5-issue miniseries.
No. They're just one shots. One for Marvel, one for DC. No, that's trust me. That's what makes them good. You could tell a cohesive story in about 45 to 55 pages.
Okay. And that's the thing. It's like, honestly, like, Batman's going to be like, why are you killing people? And then he's going to be a smartass. They're going to fight. And then I don't give a shit. Like, I'm sorry. My Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong is coming up.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. And right now,
Rodan's coming back.
Yeah, and right now Marvel, they got Godzilla. They ain't doing too much. And now that Batman's with Marvel, it's like, I don't know. We'll see. It's not that I'm like, it's just I'm not hype because it's fucking Deadpool. Like, the merc with the mouth gets really fucking annoying really fucking quick.
Yeah.
Unless you actually make a cohesive story where he works in the universe like Night of the Living Deadpool and Return of the Living Deadpool, because Deadpool fighting zombies, yeah, I'm not ever going to get tired of that shit.
Same.
Deadpool teaming up with Batman, to me, it's like a fart joke. It's like funny at first, and then it's like there's no substance, and now my ass in my room reeks, and I need to take a shower.
You know what? That's hysterical. You say like a fart joke because the image I have up here with all the smoke looks like Deadpool just farted on Batman.
It really does.
And that comes from the maestro, Greg Capullo.
And like, I won't diss the fact that DC and Marvel are teaming up. I'm glad it's happening. God, please reprint fucking JSA/Avengers so I can have that
LA,
trade.
Come on, Justice
LA.
League.
Yeah, listen, I've been drinking.
But
yeah. I'm going into this. I'm flaccid. I know Deadpool would be wildly disappointed with this, but I am whiskey dick Wolverine right now. There's not a whole lot going on.
He said, "Fuck Deadpool. Wolverine was my draw in that movie."
Yeah.
Rob, you and I have a long, a long relationship in comic terms with one of our favorite artists, Greg Capullo, and he just so happens to be doing the Marvel side of Deadpool Batman, or I like to say Batman Deadpool, but I'll give Marvel. Are you excited about this?
I'm excited because Capullo is involved. That's all there is to it. It's like, I do feel like they could have gone extra mainstreamy and made it Spider-Man Batman, but they went for Deadpool Batman probably because they contrast between one another so fucking heavily. But knowing that Capullo is involved in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to be reading it because he's the Cap. Fuck Captain America, it's Capullo.
It's in the name.
It's directly there, the first 3 letters. So I'm excited just because I get to see Capullo drawing Deadpool. Digress 3.
3.
That one had a bit of bass to it. Fuck off, trainer.
I was about to. I would remix that into a beat.
Do it. You could use that as an 808. The percussion on that would be great. Anyway, I'm excited to see Capullo taking on a Deadpool one shot. I'm excited to see Capullo obviously drawing Batman again because that's cool. Even if he's going to be doing the Marvel side, that doesn't deter me. But I'm excited. I mean, I might be more excited for the more art aspect on Marvel's side than anything else, but at the same time, it's like I'm just kind of happy to see something like this happening again in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I'm a comic book normie these days. My time with comic books was back in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and a little bit of 2017. After that, I went right back to manga. So, I really don't have much of a seasoned opinion on this, but other than just, Capullo? Yeah! Because New 52 DC, Spawn for the longest time, Haunt when it was still good, Anybody who read Haunt, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Capullo left and everything went to shit. The art and the story.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm happy to see Capullo's name on a cover with Batman, and I'm curious to see Capullo's name on a cover with Deadpool because I think that's just gonna look cool.
All right, you ready for this?
What up?
Capullo drawing Deadpool back in the 90s. He did it.
Did he really?
He did. I have those issues when he first got on. I'm not going to narrow it down. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember X-Force, number 1 to whatever it was, right, was Rob Liefeld.
Oh.
When Capullo jumped on, they did an arc with Deadpool and Domino. And I want to say it's in the mid-teens to the early 20s. In that range, that's when it started. But at that point in time, I was collecting anything that Liefeld was doing in Marvel. Jim Lee was doing X-Men. I was like on that shit, right? So Capullo, he's done Deadpool. But when he left Marvel is when Capullo became Cap. You get it? That's
yes.
When that man went to Image and took over for Uncle Todd on Spawn, and I have that too. I have that too. That is when Capullo started to find himself as an artist. And I will not take nothing away from anything he's ever done because I think the man is a fucking genius.
Absolutely, 100%.
But when he went to Image and he started on Spawn, that was just, oh my God. So when the New 52 was announced and I heard Greg Capullo was going to be drawing Batman, what?
Yeah.
You fucking me up, bruv. I'm going back to the beginning, bruv. Night, whatever you want to call it.
And to like cap that off, you fucking start his fucking like DC tenure off with Batman Night of the Owls.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing he fucking does. And even then, I remember reading through those books for the first time and thinking, fuck, this is the first time I've seen Capullo's art in a book that I've bought in years. And somehow the man has only gotten better.
It's gorgeous art. And it's like, so you take a maestro, and that's what I call him. Not a maestro. Yes, like the Hulk. Okay, future Hulk. But you take someone like that. That to me is Greg Capullo. He is one of those fucking people, one of these artists that is so fucking good. It's perfect for this book.
I agree. Dude, you could talk about like fucking system sellers. Capullo is a bookseller.
It's a bookseller. But, and this is where I'm coming back to you, Gams, because you said something, and I realized once you said it, I realized I should have saved you for last. Save the best for last, because damn it, Gams, you know it. I know you. We on the page. We on the comic book page.
We on it.
As dope as Greg Capullo is, let me ask you a question, Gams.
Yes.
Being that Venom nerd, that Spider-Man nerd, the Marvel Deadpool Batman comic is drawn by Greg Capullo, but it's written by Zeb Wells. What do you think?
Oh,
Are you all right with that?
Well, while everybody was going, I've had a moment to think. And like conceptually, there's really only a few places that a story like this can go because of how Deadpool and Batman are as characters, right? So, like, would I have preferred something like Deadpool and Iron Man? Deadpool and Venom? I mean, fuck yeah, I would have loved it. Batman and Venom, or Batman and Iron Man. Oh, I would have fucking loved that shit. Batman and Venom just makes me salivate personally. But I don't know. With Greg Capullo's art, it's going to look good.
Oh, it's definitely going to kill.
But story-wise, I feel like it's going to be very by the numbers and very jokey on Deadpool's end. And I can see they're being just either references or appearances by Deathstroke the Terminator, because Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
Yep.
It's probably going to happen either in the Marvel book or the DC book or both. I don't fucking know.
Well, ready for this? They gave us a brief, somewhat description for the Marvel one. They've been mum on the DC one.
Okay.
So the story kicking off September 17th tells how Wade Wilson is hired for a job in Gotham that puts him in the crosshairs of the world's greatest detective. Accompanying the main one-shot will be a lineup of backup adventures that features exciting Marvel and DC character matchups, according to an official description. However, details on what that entails, including the creative teams, will be shared at a later date. All right. Here we go. In Batman, we found someone who has even less time for Deadpool's antics than Wolverine, but a citywide threat from the Joker makes strange bedfellows. Literally, if Deadpool had his way, blast letting Deadpool loose in Gotham City and watching what happens. I mean, in that regard,
yeah, it's very by the numbers.
It's very by the numbers. Capullo drawing a Joker that's not Scott Snyder's Joker, not the in-game Joker. I really want to see what Capullo does with a regular Joker, So
I think we could get something as almost as creative as this DC X Sonic version of the Joker.
Oh God, give me that! Yes, oh, give me that! Oh, Comic Cons, we coming soon. Oh, I like that. Oh God! All right, real quick. JR.
Monsterverse Rodan says, replace Deadpool with Daredevil so I can read it.
Oh, that would have been peak.
There is a Batman Daredevil comic that came out in I think the late 80s, early 90s. I want to say early 90s to mid 90s.
Well, if it already exists, then yeah, it'd just be retreading stuff.
It did happen.
Spider-Man says, Hulk versus movies are fantastic.
Yes, they are.
This is down.
I flinch whenever someone mentions the name Zeb Wells.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. But here's what I'm worried about, Gams. Going back to the DC side of things. Dan Mora is on art. And ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know, go watch some Comics Cons. I love Dan Mora. I love him. One of my favorite artists of today. This generation, this breed of artists, Dan Mora is it. He's got everything locked down. So I'm so looking forward to this. And I did not know this. Here's where it gets crazy. I was talking about Arkham Asylum, written by Grant Morrison when I was in the 6th grade. Grant Morrison is writing this Batman Deadpool for DC.
Oh my God. What?
Fuck?
Yo,
This one's going to be good.
I don't know. Now hear me out. Because Grant Morrison went kind of crazy. See that crazy little Brit Scott, wherever he is. Oh no. But he was smoking some hashish. And he melted his brain. Bruh. He went crazy. He's gone. Yo, I love fucking Grant Morrison, but I don't know what the fuck happened to Grant Morrison. Because I'll tell you, man, I hate Final Crisis. I fucking hate Final Crisis. That was Grant Morrison. Batman R.I.P. Wow, he turned Batman into a fucking crackhead. Oh, I don't know. But at the same time, it's Grant Morrison. That's always a fucking roll of the dice. He is one of those writers who has done enough to say, yeah, I'll fuck with this. But I didn't know Grant Morrison and Dan Mora worked together on an indie book. I forget the name of it right now. But Morrison loves Mora. And that is what's got me so excited. The fact that when a writer and an artist could come together and make fucking beauty, that's perfect symmetry. That's when you get the best type of comic books. Mark Waid and Dan Mora right now are crushing DC, crushing it, what they're doing, and I love it. So Grant Morrison, who straight up said, I love Dan Mora. This is a match made in heaven, and I can't fucking wait for this. Gams, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm much more optimistic about the DC side than I am the Marvel side, personally. Like the art in the Marvel side is going to be great, but it's going to be great here too. And you know, just looking at the cover, it looks like the story is probably going to be more interesting on this one as well.
Yeah, the angels in the background. That's a total Grant Morrison. What the fuck are you doing thing? What is going on?
Yeah, what's going on there, right? Like, huh?
Oh, those are
I
angels.
need to know more.
I thought they were Thanagarians for a second.
Oh shit! Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What if they are Thanagarians, but they're like
Yeah.
JR with the fucking prophecies?
Yeah, dude. Like, we don't know. So like this one just feels more confident than the Marvel book.
Yeah. I will say again, I'm sorry, I'm gushing over this. So this was the one where I'm like really going all out. I love, if you look at these two images, this is the DC one, the knife sticking out of Deadpool's head.
Mhm.
And then we go here, and Greg Capullo has the Batarang sticking out of his eye. Kind of like when Spawn and Batman went at it, and Batman hit him with a Batarang to the face. Bam! Oh, God.
Damn near split his face in half, and he had to have his homie Bobby out in the alleys fucking stitch his face back together with shoelace.
With shoelace. Oh, my God, it's so good.
That was crazy.
But if there was
fantastic.
If there was ever a time for this team up to happen, this whatever you want to call it, this crossover to happen, as cool as Capullo's artwork here is, and as crazy as Mora and the idea that Grant Morrison is doing here, the one I want to see, that's the one. That's the one. The old school shit, bro. Could you imagine? I just say it. Could you imagine? Because that is look, that's like Bullseye with the fucking Electra fucking Psy in Deadpool.
Yeah.
And the sword is definitely, that's not the Punisher skull, but could you imagine if it was? It couldn't be. It's probably League of Assassins. But yes, Murder Times 2. These are the classic. I love this. This is a mock-up, but I love these type of things. Some of my favorite shit. I love seeing old mock-ups like this of company crossovers. It's some of my favorite things. Whoever did this, kudos. But it's official. It's happening. Batman and Deadpool. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah, conceptually, it's not the greatest choice, even on the DC side. I much would have preferred somebody else.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Knowing that this is just the start of something that they're going to go a couple of crossovers in, I don't think this is going to be on a scope of JLA Avengers.
Yeah,
huge, right? But let's say we get 4 crossovers. I don't know what the exact number is. I'm spitballing. 4 crossovers, right? We know Batman, Deadpool's 1. Gams, and then I'm going to ask you, JR, and Rob the same question. Gams, what would be your other 3 team-ups?
My other 3 team-ups. Okay. I'm going to go a little crazy with this first one.
That's what I want to hear.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Lobo.
I'm done. We ended the podcast here. You know what? Fuck all y'all. You ain't got nothing to say. That's it. Oh my God. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Oh, shit. Yes.
For another one, I would probably say, you know, they've never done it. They've never had these two bounce off of each other. The Flash and Spider-Man.
That's interesting.
Which Flash though? Like Barry Allen?
I would say Wally West because he's still
Wally?
the current Flash. Wally West because he's still
Wally?
the current Flash.
Okay.
But if they're gonna go like not canon universe, like they're just like their own crossover universe kind of versions, then I would say Barry.
Okay. That's
Okay.
what I would say too.
And as for the third one, who would I pair with him though? Because I do want a Venom crossover.
Absolutely. Martian Manhunter. That would actually be
I mean, they're both aliens, so
Martian Manhunter can read minds, but to hear what the symbiote is saying at the same time hearing what Eddie Brock is saying, or whoever's not Mary Jane, not Mary Jane.
not Mary Jane. No. If it's a crossover, it's got to be Eddie. It's got to be Eddie 1000 fucking %. If it's not Eddie, get the fuck out.
Venom and Guy Gardner.
That would be funny. Yes.
That's the one. That's the one. With sprinkle in a little Kilowog. Just because. All right, I'm sorry.
Have one of them wear the symbiote or have Eddie Brock wear a fucking Green Lantern ring. Come on now.
Oh my fucking God. You know, you should have ended with the Lobo Guardians thing. That was fantastic. But now that I had to throw in a Green Lantern with Venom, that's kind of, you know, we split.
We split.
All right, well, solid. I honest to God, I really want Lobo Guardians. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'd buy 5 issues of that shit. Oh, fuck, that is so good. Yo, you know what? If James Gunn heard you say that, you know he's gonna like scoop you up out of Montana.
Yes. Hire me, James Gunn. I got the ideas.
He's gonna talk to me. I got a fucking I got a direct line to Kevin Feige. Let's make something happen. Oh my God, I would die. Jason Momoa, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, Lobo. Shut the fuck up. All right, JR.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Deadpool's doing a thing. What would you? The 3 others.
I'm gonna go a little different.
Okay.
I like the villains in DC and Marvel quite a bit. So, Darkseid and Thanos. I've always wanted to see them fight, like actually fight, and I think them just versus, just do a single issue. That's my pick for that.
I know the answer to that question, by the way.
Yeah, we all know the answer to that question.
We know the answer to that.
It'd be Darkseid.
It was established.
I know. But it would still be a badass fight. I mean, both of them at full power. Thanos with all the Infinity Gems and Darkseid with the anti-life equation and just an onslaught of universe takeover.
Dude, Darkseid stomps even without the anti-life equation. If you give him the anti-life equation, that's it. It's done.
But it takes place in the Marvel universe, so the Infinity Gems would work. I think it would be pretty fucking dope, dude. Like, there's ways you could do it. Like Thanos, because he's arrogant. He'd be like, I'm only gonna use 3 of the fucking 5 or whatever, however many gems there are.
And they're all 2 big Zirconias.
It would be fucking awesome, dude. Another villain one. Loki and the Joker. Them teaming up to go do something.
Oh shit. Gabs, that's a rival to Loki. I mean, it's fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
It should have been Batman and Thor. Shit.
Yeah, but you have the
Imagine
Joker
Batman picking up Mjolnir,
and then you have them team up and just go on some kind of a fucking heist in like Asgard or something, and just that's a universe-ending threat there. Those two, if you really think about it, because the Joker don't give a fuck, and Loki also don't give a fuck, and it would be mad. See, that's where you have Deadpool and Batman show up for me. Like that's one of those things. But and then of course the third one would be Wonder Woman and me. And it would be banned in Texas.
JR, you know what you get for that? Unlimited power. So good.
But for real,
God.
I would love to see Superman and Iron Man. I think like it would work in a lot of good ways. Iron Man has more like personality traits that co-align with like Batman in a way, but he's also a crippling alcoholic and is way more of a hothead. And I think it would play off of Superman well. And there could be like good stories with that, like, you know, Superman being the beacon of hope. And I mean, Captain America for sure is the beacon of hope, but like Iron Man has really taken this mantle as far as like the cinematic universe goes as well. So I would thoroughly enjoy those two in a comic together. So, but you know, Wonder Woman and me, that comes really first. Like that has to happen.
And fast.
I mean, realistically, I could see them doing Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could see Wonder Woman and me lasting about 5 pages.
5 pages, yeah. But they're all stuck together.
Yeah.
Rob, what would your 3 crossovers be?
Forgive me, I'm very basic, but first off would be Martian Manhunter and Doctor Strange.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ooh.
I've been reading that new Martian Manhunter from DC, and I would love to see that crossing over with that of Doctor Strange. I think that would
good
be
on you for not going the easy route and doing Dr. Fate.
I don't even know who that is, so it's all good.
Damn.
He'll be schooled.
Yeah, I'll be schooled eventually. This is where my basic side shows. I'd love to see Slade Wilson and Wade Wilson, Slade and Deadpool together. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but
it has.
I don't know. I would find the comedy in that. And now I would like my last one. This one's a cosmic fucking reach because this particular comic was published by Marvel. They don't own the IP or the publishing anymore, but since it existed at one point, I'm going to fucking count it because fuck yo rules, motherfucker. Doom Guy and Red Hood. Because Marvel released the Doom comic back in the day.
They did.
Oh my god, that's
They did.
Put that during an invasion of Darkseid, and we're fucking there, bro.
Yeah, oh dude. Where
Rip
they're
and
all
tear.
fucking the fucking anti-life equation turns everyone into like fucking parademons and shit.
Yeah, that's all. That's like to me. I know Doom Guy. He's not a Marvel character, but that's my stipulation. I'm using my one and only cheat code this episode. Doom Guy and Red Hood.
We didn't even have a cheat code in this one, but I'll allow it.
I'm that toy guy. I'm allowed to have a cheat code.
Speaking of cheat codes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're at the end of May. June is here, but July 4th falls on a Friday, and I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. We're probably not doing a live stream, but don't get it twisted. That Thursday on the 3rd, we will be live streaming not 1, but 2 Independence Day movies for y'all viewing enjoyment. We're going to have a good time. And then on Friday, we're going to have a recorded session where we're going to basically remaster our top 5. It's 5, right? 5 video game franchises of all time.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a lot of beer for that weekend. Jesus, fuck off, Christ!
Listen. I'll talk after. We're breaking that top 5 video game shit down into sessions. We are not recording that at once. Not like the last.
I'm fair.
Not happening. All right, but I don't have 3. I have 1, and this one is a cheat also. But give me Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong versus Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. That's what I want. That's what I want.
You're just cheating to get legendary Godzilla to fight Toho Godzilla.
Dude, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, especially because Toho Godzilla's got the fucking symbiote suit. He's got the power cosmic. He's fucking with the X-Men. I mean, like, I don't even know what's gonna happen next. He's gonna catch Mjolnir in the mouth and then shoot back at fucking Thor with atomic breath and destroy him. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait.
Nah. He's gonna become Captain Universe.
Oh my god. He's gonna become Captain.
Wow. If I ever needed a crossover figure to be made, it would probably be fucking that.
Gams, you done took the segment and ran with it. All right, and now for the final segment. And yes, I lied. I got fucking caught out there with my fucking
Wiener out.
I thought we were gonna be good. I thought we were gonna be done. I really did.
I told you. Every time you say it.
I thought we were over prime, but we were not over prime. We are now. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Whoa! Hang on.
Whatever.
I didn't put it up in the thing, but that's all right. No problem. Because it's here now, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we're at the end of the fucking podcast. The last segment. It is here. It is our unpopular opinion. Because you love it, we hate it. Now, I wonder, my bros from other... I'm not even going to do that. That's fucked up.
Just say it, Ted. Just say it.
No.
You were going to say bros from other hoes, weren't you?
No. I was going to say something like bros with rubber hoses. I don't know.
Oh, listen. Well, I like mine.
God, Jesus. Who has an unpopular opinion? Because I have one. I do have one, and I honestly think this one might like get me delisted. I'm friended at this point. I'm a really bad horror movie that came out 3 years ago. But JR, do you have a whoa, Gam said all right. So Gam.
All right. So my unpopular opinion is, PC players always like to say, oh, consoles shouldn't have exclusives because that's anti-consumer. Well, PC shouldn't have fucking exclusives either. You know how long I've been fucking waiting to play a Medieval and Dusk on fucking Xbox? Do you know how long I've been waiting for 6+ fucking years for that shit, and it's still not on Xbox? This is bullshit. I don't like the fact that y'all get all the good boomer shooters, and I have to wait a million years. If not, it just doesn't fucking come out ever. I'm convinced at this point, Ultra Kill's just never coming to console. Period. And I'm just mad about it.
Joke's on you. Dusk is just not coming to Xbox. So get wrecked and get a Switch.
It's bullshit. That's my unpopular opinion. I think no game should be exclusive. I think console makers should make it easier to port their games to their fucking platform, and we should just have all games everywhere.
Then there's no point in having multiple consoles.
Well, I mean, look at Microsoft. They're putting all of their exclusives on fucking everything else. So,
that's because they're desperate. Nintendo will probably never be to that point.
Yeah. No, I can't agree with or disagree with that. I can't. I think console exclusives are important, and as a PC elitist, I don't mind fucking there being console exclusives. I don't mind there being PC exclusives. Like, one of my favorite games on the PC is Gmod, and it's a fucking PC exclusive, and it is a game.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I got in an argument with someone last week because they were like, is it a game or is it a sandbox? I'm like, I don't know. Is my foot gonna be in your ass?
Probably.
You tell me. Fucking stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah. Gmod is a game. Source Filmmaker is a program.
Yeah,
for making videos.
Yeah. I hear laughing. What's so funny?
Yeah, what is funny?
What is funny? What is the definition?
You were the one laughing.
Yeah.
I can't fucking laugh, motherfucker.
Is that an unpopular opinion? No, you can't. No, stop. That fucked up.
Wow. The racism on display here.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, JR, all right. Then first off, Gams, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that's really an unpopular opinion more than it's why you mad.
Listen. That's what I had, all right?
All right. No, that's fair. Listen, oh, you know what? Gam gets a pass, ladies and gentlemen, because did you hear his take on Guardians of the Galaxy and Lobo? Come on.
Come on now.
JR, unpopular opinion, make someone mad.
I mean, I could make fucking people mad right now if I could remember what the fuck I was gonna say. It's gone.
God.
It's fucking gone. It's gone forever. All right, I got it. I have no fucking interest in Doom: The Dark Ages.
Ooh, oh shit.
Ooh.
I have watched reviews. I have watched gameplay. I've heard the soundtrack. And honestly, this goes back to Doom Eternal and where the series has led to. Doom: The Dark Ages literally has everything that I should love, but I am fucking flaccid as shit. And it's unfortunate because I am a fucking Doom fan, but there's nothing that's grabbing me right now. You know what I mean?
No.
And it's unfortunate. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate because, like, if I was to get it, I'd get it on PC. And I've done an unpopular opinion on forced ray tracing. Doom: The Dark Ages does that on every platform. So I have my performance halved because I found out that id Software and Microsoft made a contract with the graphics card developer NVIDIA to make the game have ray tracing. So it halves your fucking performance for what fucking visual reason? Because there's a lot of people, Civ, like you guys watch, he did his video on it, and the first thing he says is forced ray tracing's fucking bullshit. This is fucking ridiculous. My performance is immediately halved for no reason. I can't tell the difference. And
He's not wrong.
that strikes true to me because it's like if I was my preferred platform to play Doom: The Dark Ages would be on my PC. It's not that I don't have a beefy PC. I could 100% run that fucking game at 1080p max settings. I just don't know what frame rate I would get. And after the Oblivion fucking remaster, I can't get that game to work at all now on my system. It worked for the first week, and now it doesn't work. And it terrifies me at this point to buy a brand new game like Doom: The Dark Ages because it won't run. And then you have Doom: The Dark Ages, just, you know, the shield bashing is cool. The music's kind of lackluster. I don't know. It just kind of seems like as far as the lore goes for the Doom games, it's a prequel, but not a super far prequel, I should add, because it's after Doom 2. I don't know. It's just
after Doom 64, actually.
Yeah, it just doesn't grab me, man. Like, I don't know. It's one of those games I feel like when it goes on a deep sale in like a year or two, I'll probably grab it. But as of right now, I just don't fucking have an interest in Doom: The Dark Ages. And it is unfortunate because, like, a lot of my friends and family have been like, oh, you play it? I'm like, no. And they're like, what the fuck, dude? You're the Doom guy. I'm like, yeah, fucking, I don't give a shit.
No, you're the Bandai, dude. That's crazy because honestly, like, I don't know. I see nothing but fucking awesomeness from this game. Yes, I'm not playing it right now because I'm in my Grand Theft Auto mode. But fuck, that's one of those things that's kind of shocking me. That
I genuinely feel gameplay wise, you would enjoy it more than Eternal. Because you didn't like Eternal's gameplay. I don't think you would like the cutscenes because it's very cutscene heavy.
I like that.
And like for me, like anything that moves away from the gameplay of Eternal, I would like, but it's just kind of I feel like it's just too little too late. It's weird to say and express how I feel about it, but it's literally like I should be hard. Like 2016, I was hard. The teasers to Eternal, I was raging. And then this, I'm just like, huh.
See, and this
Hey
is
man,
where
if you ain't feeling it, you ain't feeling it. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fucking valid.
Yeah, that's valid.
no, it's not. I'm going to disagree. Because here's the thing.
Then you wrong.
Maybe I might be, but you, I ain't get there yet. What I liked about Doom: The Dark Ages is when Doom 2016 starts off, and you're in the sarcophagus, and all of a sudden you're like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like, is this Doom? Is this the Doom guy? Is this a sequel?" Like, I love all of that shit.
They
Fuck,
legit turned Doom Guy into guts.
yes, the like knowing that there's a backstory, and could that backstory link to the original Doom? At that point, didn't know. All I knew was, yo, I'm coming out of a sarcophagus, and they're talking about me like I've done this before, and the only time I've ever done this before is in the old Doom games. What the fuck? I love that. So now that they're going to show me how that all happened, I thought that was genius.
Most of it.
Most of it, yeah.
But I haven't played it.
Most of
But I haven't played it. And I'm not going to play it until I beat Eternal, which I haven't done yet. I love Doom 1. Doom 2016, I had my problems with it when I first played it because I got stuck because I fucking sucked. But then I got over it because I played it on very easy. I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you motherfuckers. I'll play that shit on easy. I don't give a fuck. Just get me through the game so I can know the story. All I want. All I want.
Nothing wrong with
What-
that, dude.
Nothing wrong with that, but like, did you read the codex at least? Because like a lot of the stories in there.
I'm pretty sure I might have glanced at 3 of them. I don't know. It's not Halo, bro. Come on. All right? I need to
Well,
read
at
the
this
third-
point, Doom is a lot more fucking layered than that of goddamn Halo because
wanna
all
read
Halo
the
has now is fucking nothing.
Give me the terminals is what I'm trying to tell you, Rob. I need to know what the motherfucking Spark 236 or whatever the fuck it's called is talking about. Anyway, I digress. That's 3, maybe 4.
That
I
might be
digress.
4.
That's 4. That's 4. But yeah, I feel you, JR. Man. But again, I'm not playing the game. I can't speak on it. All I can say is the shit looks fucking nuts, man. It looks nuts.
And from personal experience, it is nuts. It is my favorite Doom game now.
Oh shit! All right,
Well,
Not
like
my
I
favorite
said,
Doom game, but I beat it 5 times already, and I do love it.
5 times. That's more dicks than JR's fucking co-host interviewer sucked. Yeah, never mind.
what in the fuck?
It's bad. It's bad. It's good. We're getting towards the end, and I'm all like, all right, Rob, do you have an unpopular opinion?
I do. Let's talk about the Heisei era real quick.
Oh
fuck.
no.
Are you doing that on purpose, or are we really going there?
No, we're technically going there because, you know, the Heisei era is home to many beautiful pieces of media, some overhyped and garbage, others just beautiful pieces of media. But today we are not talking about Godzilla. Today we're going to talk about Legend of Zelda.
Wait, what?
I got you with the fucking turnaround, didn't I? It was released in
Yeah,
the Heisei era.
You hear?
Heisei era Legend of Zelda.
You heard?
So,
Wouldn't that include all the way up to and including like almost every game in the franchise except for Tears of the Kingdom?
absolutely. But I have an agenda today, and it's not exactly an unpopular
Whoa.
opinion. So here's the thing. I don't know how many of y'all fucking stay in tuned with the Nintendo rumor mill zeitgeist.
Get it? 'Cause
But
he said it.
one of the huge rumors going on right now is that Switch 2, maybe year 2, maybe even year 1, there's a rumor going around that Nintendo's going to remake Ocarina of Time for the Switch 2.
What?
Oh no.
So,
Now, remake or remaster?
no, remake. They already did remaster.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Oh,
for the 3DS.
they did.
Yeah.
They did.
So, here's my unpopular opinion. And it may or may not rub some people the wrong way, but fuck Ocarina of Time. Don't fucking remake that shit.
Oh shit.
Remake Majora's Mask instead because it's the better game.
Okay, I'm a push back on that because in order to remake Majora's Mask, you have to do Ocarina of Time first.
No, you technically don't.
Yes, you technically do because it is a direct follow-up to Ocarina of Time.
Technically
Listen.
fucking don't.
They remastered Oblivion before Morrowind.
They
And
remastered
Daggerfall-
Skyrim first.
Fine, because Oblivion and Morrowind don't fucking matter in this conversation. I'm talking about Zelda. Fuck
Well, I
all
was
them.
talking about like as far as direct sequels go.
Listen here. Listen. Here's my fucking thought process. Majora's Mask sums up why the events of the game is happening in the first 2 minutes of the fucking game. There is no massive, direct, connective tissue fucking link, pun intended, between the two other than that Link is looking for a long-lost friend. You could treat Majora's Mask like it's not even a fucking follow-up in the easiest way fucking possible. Now, the only way I say this is because this has been a discussion that's been bubbling to the surface for quite a while now. It's like, is Ocarina of Time the better game because it came first? Or is Majora's Mask the better game because it did something different? And I say Majora's Mask is the better game and more deserving of a remake than Ocarina of Time because it took away from what the Zelda narrative originally was and became known as and focused on side missions even more. There was a very dark story to be told. There was a very dark ending to be assumed. I feel like we have more iconic moments in that of Majora's Mask than we do Ocarina of Time. And even though I know in my heart of hearts, Nintendo would never, I am simply saying, in my unpopular opinion, that Majora's Mask, if any of the 64 or GameCube Zelda games get remade, it should be that one above all else. And that's my unpopular opinion. Ocarina of Time is fantastic, but is it better than Majora's Mask? No.
You know, I had made a song for Ocarina of Time. I made a song. I did because it wasn't like the whole thing. You whatever it was. It was terrible, and allow me to grace my absolutely beautiful voice. We're losing every fucking person on here right now. Ocarina of nope, never mind. That didn't work. That's not 20-year-old me. All right, listen. Let's get to some comments. I just want to say real quick. I did not know that this was going to turn out the way it did. So let's get to some comments, starting with the last segment. So I'm going to just put it back up.
Spider-Man says, Spider-Man and Wonder Woman. Nah, she's mine, bro.
It's like, no. In all fairness, Spider-Man posted that shit before you said that shit. I just didn't get to it yet.
That's fair.
Sorry, Spider-Man. All right. And then here's my man Steve come through.
Steve says, I like the Dark Ages. Also, it's on Game Pass.
Indeed.
Fair, yeah, I could.
All right. Hang on. We're going to get to that one soon. But
Rob, wait! Oh, thank God.
Well, if you need your fucking sadomasochism, 84 is fantastic. Biolante is mid-tier. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is a slog of shit. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 is a slog of shit. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla is boring, but it has charm. And Godzilla vs. Destroyer is all built on the hype of one fucking scene and nothing much else. There you go.
Did you say 84 was mid-tier?
Hang on. Hey, JR,
No, I said 84 was fantastic.
JR, hang on. The funny thing about that, though, is that's not where Spider-Man dropped that comment.
Yes, it is.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is. Because when I said Heisei era and then I said Zelda, he said,
Yeah.
oh, thank God.
No.
No, that's when he dropped it. I was
All right,
watching the
no.
comments as it happened.
You know what?
I like pistachio.
I said, let's talk about the Heisei era. He said, Rob, wait. And then I said, Zelda. And he said, oh, thank God.
You ain't lying. All right, bet. No doubt. No
Listen,
doubt. That's
Kiss.
true.
Oh,
It's true.
so
It's true.
guys,
You could go back. and
somebody in the
it ain't
comments is mad at us.
Listen, Alex, I love you, brother, but we at the end, man. And I told you before, you can't just jump in without people knowing you. You got to have an introduction. It ain't going to be here today. I love you, but not now. Here's the crazy shit. I had no idea that today's unpopular opinion was going to be about video games. When we do this, we don't talk about what we're going to say in a group chat. We keep it to ourselves until the day of, which is why I fucking love this segment. That being said, I didn't know we were going to talk about video games because mine was a video game. So, JR, if you will.
Monsterverse Rodan comes in and says, my unpopular opinion is that Target sucks for canceling my Switch 2 pre-order yesterday, and the company deserves to go out of business for doing this to me so close to release. And you know what's funny about that? Walmart's doing the exact same thing to people. If you ask them about their Switch 2, they will cancel your order and delete your Walmart account.
Meanwhile, Nintendo is still doing registration for Switch 2.
Yeah.
And I got my email for that, so.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, just buy it directly from them at this point.
Yeah, these companies,
Well,
they over
the only way you can order direct from Nintendo through the registration at this point is if you've had an online account, you've put more than, I think, 20 or 40,000 hours into your account of playtime, and you registered the day that registration started.
You know what you could
that's
also
good.
do? Try it on Amazon. I wonder if it's up on pre-order there.
No, it's not.
Oh, wow. GameStop?
GameStop, you could probably do a physical pre-order, but they'll probably tell you straight out it's going to be a wait.
That sucks. That sucks, which brings me to my unpopular opinion. You ready for this?
Yes.
Let me hold up. Let me say it the way I want to say it because I wrote it down. I wrote it down on Tuesday while I was watching the Knicks get their asses beat. Thank God for yesterday, right? But my unpopular opinion has to deal with Nintendo.
Oh,
Yeah, no, for real, on some real shit. That's why when you start talking about Zelda, I was like, oh shit. When Gam started this whole thing off with video games, and JR jumped on that bandwagon and was like, I don't like Doom Eternal. Like, I'm not feeling it. And then Rob was like, yo, Zelda. I couldn't believe we were doing this. I couldn't believe we were doing this because my unpopular opinion has to do with video games. It has to do with Nintendo. And here's the deal. I think Nintendo should just wrap it the fuck up and call it a goddamn day. Become Sega, shut the fuck up, and end it. Because, listen, I get that your fucking system is selling out all over the fucking place, but you ain't got nothing but your fucking brand. Seriously, because nobody is buying Modern Warfare on your shit. Nobody is buying Doom Eternal on your shit. Nobody is buying these so-called, and I will give you that, so-called AAA fucking games on your bitch-ass, whack-ass, corny-ass system. Go back to making card games, Nintendo. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Yo, I'm going to be straight up real with you. As much as I fucking hated Sega for saying it's over Prime, I fucking love Sega for saying it's over Prime because I can play Sonic the Hedgehog. I can play Yakuza wherever the fuck I want to play it. On the Xbox or the PlayStation.
or PC if you're into that.
Or on PC. Not on Nintendo. Listen, Nintendo, I get you. Metroid, clap. Mario, clap. Donkey Kong, clap. Zelda, clap. Pokemon, clap. Kirby, clap.
I will say though,
Where do you go from there?
you
Listen,
say that ain't nobody playing Doom Eternal on the
I'm not
Switch,
done.
but like,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You say that people play Doom Eternal won't play Doom Eternal on the Switch, but the dudes who ported it onto the Switch were fucking wizards, because the fact that those games run at all is a miracle.
That ported it. But my point is, Nintendo, as much as they do sell their systems, they do. This is a sellout. Don't get me wrong. I give them their props. At the same time, look, Microsoft is dead. Make no mistake about it. I'm already in the grave, okay? The motherfucking flower is up like one of those fucking Bugs Bunny cartoons where you fall in the grave and the flower comes up. It's already up. But Sony ain't going nowhere. Nintendo, be smart.
Well, Nintendo ain't going nowhere.
Stop it. Start to license your shit out. You know why? Because Sony needs that shit. Could you imagine how much fucking Mario would sell on a Sony console, even if it wasn't up to the standards of a PS5 or a PS5 Pro? Because we know the Switch 2 is on par with what? PlayStation 4? Or is it a PlayStation 4 Pro? Is it a Pro or 4?
Man, fuck that. Let me play Pokemon on a PC so I can mod the shit out of it and make it an actually good game.
Could you imagine that? I'm
How
just
about
saying.
fuck all of that?
That's why it's an
And
unpopular
just buy a
opinion.
Switch too.
No, because it's whack. Nobody gives a fuck. Like legit, it ain't nothing but like seriously.
But it's more powerful. It's like
Look.
on par with a PS4 Pro.
Okay,
I'm
Well-
pretty sure.
don't lick the balls. Don't lick them just yet. The fact of the matter is this: there are more powerful systems out there that ain't doing well, and Nintendo right now has a fucking opportunity to say, we can make a fucking boatload. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. We can sell a system and make a boatload of money, but not everybody's buying that. I don't want to buy a fucking Switch. They ain't got nothing I want to play.
That's a
What?
new problem.
But that's why it's an unpopular opinion, Rob. Pay attention. But if you fucking put it on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, all of a sudden I get to play Majora's Mask remastered on my Xbox Series X. I'm buying it. What? Nintendo, you want to charge $80 for that? Yeah, okay, I got it. I'm buying it on my Xbox because I want the achievements. You see what I'm saying? I want the trophies. Whatever Nintendo does, it's all right. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of things right now, and I ain't lying. I've got 2 emulator system games, mods, whatever the fuck, where I can play Super Nintendo games on my Xbox. I can play. Granted, they're not Nintendo games, but Super Star Wars never came out for any other system. I can play Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi right now on my Xbox. I can play that.
I mean, that's because those were third-party games and they were able to port those
Exactly.
through those
But
remasters or whatever.
But you got to understand, I don't have a Super Nintendo anymore. The only way I can play those was on a Super Nintendo. I don't use a PC. You could probably play them there. I got an Xbox. I can play them there. So if Nintendo went the Sega route and said, fuck it, let's go all in on this shit, do you know the money Nintendo will make? And not only that, here's the deal. Not only that, but Nintendo would be able to say, we saved the gaming industry by doing this. Because all of a sudden now, Sony ain't got to worry about making a bunch of pay to play, what's those live service games, whatever the fuck they keep canceling. The Bungie game they just canceled, fucking Concord, all that bullshit, because they ain't got no fucking games, because it takes them 25 years to make a fucking sequel to fucking Infamous. No, now all of a sudden we got a PS4 Pro version of Metroid Prime 4. We didn't have to do nothing but pay for the license. Get it on the fucking PlayStation 5. Get it on the PlayStation 5. People will buy it. They will buy it. Those hardcore gamers that stop buying Nintendo, right, that want to play it, they don't do. I shit you not, and I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I'm telling you, if I can buy a Metroid game on my PlayStation or Xbox, I'm going to buy it on my PlayStation or Xbox before I buy a Switch 2, a Switch 3, a Switch 1. I'm done.
Then buy
My
Axiom
unpopular
Verge.
It's an unpopular opinion. That's why I'm doing it here. I just think Nintendo should go the Sega route and fucking start. They will make so much fucking money. They will make so much fucking
They're
money.
already making so much.
No,
money.
no, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it.
You will sooner see Sony stop
But
making
at the
consoles
same
before
time,
Nintendo puts their shit on another
longevity
console.
matters. Yo, dude, you, maybe JR, and maybe my best friend Virgil are like the only people I know. The only people I know that play it out of 50 fucking gamers I know. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3 of y'all. Oh, maybe four. My brother, because he buys every fucking system that comes out. He buys shit. I go, bro, you got a fucking PC. Why are you buying this to play the game? You got a fucking PC. You fucking idiot. I do this shit all the time. All I'm saying is, get rid of it, Nintendo. It's over. You can save the industry. You can be the one and never not relinquish your title as the one by stop making consoles. Because I don't want to buy it, but I sure the fuck want to play your games. I'm never
Because they're the same about Sony, though.
No.
You absolutely
Because they put
can.
their shit
Stop
on
making
PC.
consoles. Put your shit on everything else.
No. Now, because Nintendo is playing catch up. Nintendo is playing catch up. See,
And that's just proof to their
Nintendo-
success.
That's the Nintendo fanboys fucking thing. Well, we finally got to a PlayStation 4 standard. Nigga, we in a PS5 Pro world.
And it's still gonna outsell it. Like,
And
what's the conversation?
It's an unpopular opinion. That's the conversation.
And I'm trying to have the conversation.
That's the conversation. It's an unpopular opinion. It's my unpopular opinion. That's the conversation.
Mm.
You finally got to a place that we're 2 generations away from. We're past that. Come on, man. Just give it up. Just give it up. Because here's the deal. You can put those games the way you are, and you can still make more money because you can still sell them for fucking $80. You can still sell them for $80 on these other systems. You could do it.
But
and people will buy it. And people buy it.
what's the
And then you don't have-
difference?
And then you don't have
between-
to waste money on making you don't have to waste money on making consoles. This is what Sega did. Sega did it. I was mad. Listen, I remember that shit. I didn't get a Saturn. I did not. But when
Then you were part of the problem.
like, we're doing this, I was like, no, because the Dreamcast was so good, and I just couldn't afford a Saturn right now. Come on.
Wait a minute, Ray.
What?
I'm picking up a faint signal.
Mm.
An unpopular opinion, more mid than yours right now.
Yeah, I just saw that.
What's going on?
Check that comment. The last comment that was posted by Alex.
This one?
Unpopular opinion. The original Lilo and Stitch is really mid as fuck.
That's why he's not on the show tonight.
That's why
Yeah,
it's on the show.
exactly. Listen, bro, it's okay to
That's
have an
just
opinion,
an
but you know
opinion,
what? It's
Dad.
even
Now-
more okay to be
That's a hate
wrong.
crime.
Now you gotta wait 3 more shows in order to join.
The Gam has said it.
You've been demoted. I ain't even mad at Ray anymore. I'm mad at you because Jesus tap dancing Christ. Did you get that opinion from Reddit? A YouTuber?
All right.
Holy shit, that burned my entire esophagus.
But like, what's the what would be the honest difference between Nintendo going third party and say Sony going third party?
Nothing.
Sony is probably putting out higher quality in terms of graphical. I'm not saying look. I'm not saying that Nintendo don't put out quality when it comes to the way they focus. They lock in on the games. They do, right? But could you imagine Nintendo?
Yeah, they're fun video games.
Look like this. Look at Ubisoft, right? Ubisoft, I think, had with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Is that the last one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that shit was a fucking joke in Ubisoft's eyes. I think they were like, all right, it'll be a tax write-off. And then all of a sudden, it fucking popped. And they were like, oh, yes. Oh, wait, they're French, right? Yeah. Wait, no, what's French? Oui.
Why you
Rodan's
go
right,
from
though.
yeah?
Fuck out of here with that bullshit. No,
Rodan's right, though.
I do.
Sorry.
No. But that's my point. That's the whole point about this unpopular opinion. That's the whole point. Could you imagine if Sony, with no games, all of a sudden had a fucking catalog from Nintendo?
Yeah, but
Should be the other way around. Fuck
it's not
Sony.
gonna happen though. It's not gonna happen that way.
yeah,
It's not-
no. But that's the thing. When people say Sony has no games, they mean they don't have any exclusive games. That wouldn't change if Nintendo went third party. They would still theoretically have no games because those games, Nintendo games, if Nintendo were to go third party, would also be available on Xbox and PC. So there's
Right. I'm not, but I never said nothing about exclusivity. Never said that. All I said was they should go third party like Sega did. Sega ain't exclusive. They go for broke.
but they used to be before they went third party.
Have fun. Yeah, but no. Dude,
I'm about to
that's
go
my
fucking
point.
third party.
they went third. They stopped being Sega, and they said they stopped making systems and said, except you know what? I read this week. I swear to God. Do you know that the Sega Master System is still being made in Brazil? That's
Yes.
crazy. The Master.
Yes, it most definitely is, and they still make games for the Sega Master System in Brazil. It's wild.
It's wild. It's crazy.
But at the end
They
of the
love
day,
that fucking system down there.
Sega made that decision because they really had no other decision to make.
Granted, and that's my point. I'm not saying Nintendo don't have a decision to make. All I'm saying is that Nintendo should say, all right, we've been playing catch up. You know what? I wouldn't even have come to this fucking unpopular opinion if Nintendo came out and said, here's the Switch 2. Go fuck yourself, PlayStation 5 Pro. Go fuck yourself, Xbox Series X. We are Nintendo. This is what we do. But they didn't. They said, all right, what's the specs? PlayStation 4. Where we at right now? Oh, 2 generations ahead? I don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yo, what? We'll put the games at $80. We're good. We're good, right? Yeah? All right. Thumbs up.
No.
Get the fuck out of here with that
But
bullshit.
Nintendo historically has always been
encouraging.
behind technology
Don't make it,
because
Hold on.
it's cheaper.
You know what Nintendo should do? They should fucking focus on opening up arcades. Make arcades popular again.
That I am
Make arcades
perfectly
great
in line
again.
with.
I like that.
That would be fine.
MAGA, make arcades great again.
Jesus fucking Christ. Somebody take this man's beers away from him.
Limited power.
Take his beer away from him right now.
I'm just
This man's
so-
speaking crazy.
No. Goodbye, Nintendo. But again, that's just
Also, have you been to a David Buster's or a Pizza Ranch in like recent years?
Bro, I went to Dave & Buster's last year. Bro, I played the fucking Godzilla virtual reality game. I played that shit like 5 times. That shit is dope as fuck. Dave &
Yeah,
Buster's.
arcades are still kind of dope. You just got to know where to go.
Now, listen. Again, you know, it's like the very first unpopular opinion we did on this channel. At the end of the rant that my good friend went on, he said, but at the end of the day, I know that whatever I say doesn't get taken to heart because at the end of the day, we all brothers here. We all love each other.
Absolutely.
That is what it is. And it's all it is. It's just my unpopular opinion. Honestly, Nintendo doing what they're doing, selling out, and you can't fucking buy it anywhere. It's unbelievable. It's not an anomaly. It's Nintendo. It's what they do. All I'm saying in this particular case, do it for other systems because your shit would go through the roof.
All I'm saying is Dorky Phil's got the most unpopular opinion out of the entirety of all of us right now.
Yeah,
That
we should
opinion was ass.
jump them.
And he wasn't even on the fucking thing. All right, where we at? All right, it's time for the end of the. Did we do this one?
Spider-Man says, yes, sir, G1, let me play Pokemon on my PC. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, Steve.
Too much I don't like about the Switch 2. I'm holding off for a while. Yeah.
It comes back and says,
Buy a Steam Deck over the Switch 2.
No,
I mean,
want more
it's really
Metroid games
funny.
to be made. I
It's
need to buy
really
a Switch
funny
2.
because whenever I see Steam Deck gameplays on Twitter, it's always emulating Nintendo games.
I'm just saying.
Well, there's a lot of people that just genuinely don't want to support Nintendo. So
It's fucked.
And that's perfectly fine because they have
Yeah.
some fucked up practices. But at the end of the day, like I just said, they make Metroid games. I want them shits to still keep getting made. I've been waiting for this shit for over 10 years. I ain't fucking pirating nothing when it comes to Metroid.
Rob, all I'm gonna say is Sonic games keep getting made.
That's perfectly fucking fine, and God bless to them. But you know what? Nintendo, they're a gaggle of fucking idiots. We had one bad game, and we almost went a fucking decade without new games.
That's what pisses me off the most.
And that
Because
pisses me off too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say it right here, right fucking now. If you pirate Metroid Prime 4, go fuck yourself.
And that's what I think. I think, honestly, it's kind of like the genesis of this whole idea in my head for this is it was Metroid. It was Metroid because I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do for an unpopular opinion. And I started thinking and watching the Knicks get beat up, and I'm like, oh my God. And then it hit me. The Knicks suck. Nintendo doesn't suck, but it sucks at certain things. Like, where the fuck was Metroid for the past 2 decades? Prime.
One.
Prime. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We're
almost at 2 decades for that.
Yeah. And that was my whole thing. And I was like, yo, if they didn't like what Metroid Prime 3 did on
No, it was Other M. It was not Metroid Prime 3. It was Other M.
Oh, all right. Other M? All right. If
Yeah.
they didn't like, was that on GameCube?
No, that was on Wii.
All right. If they didn't like what Other M did for the Wii, right? People who have no fucking that's what they didn't like. But could you imagine if that shit was open to everybody? If Nintendo had their shit, just all right, you take it. You got
It wasn't about sales. It was about what the game did. The game sold relatively well.
then that's why Nintendo needs to go under. Because if they don't worry about that, right? Then just put out whatever the fuck. And then and Sony, who has nothing, is gonna be like, we'll take it. We'll take it. Remember when we was gonna do the fucking Nintendo CD and y'all backed out on us and we had to do the PS? Oh God, we'll take it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I disagree
And I
wholeheartedly. And I love you, and I'm going to make out with you the first time we lock eyes. Wholeheartedly. Sober.
Hey, only if we could do it like Aeon Flux.
There's only one way to do that, and it's like Aeon Flux. Come on now.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the whole fucking purpose of this entire thing, man. Like, the love is real. That's not even a fucking joke. You know what? Let's get to this because we did this one already, but you know what, Alex? You're gonna get fucking reamed.
yeah, you are.
Monsterverse Rodan says Sony has no games compared to what Nintendo offers.
Absolutely.
And that's
All right, we got
unfortunate.
Bam.
Spider-Man says Sony would be poison to Nintendo if Sony went third party.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
The other way around, though, Nintendo would be nothing but mushrooms.
I mean, we are getting Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch too, and I'm kind of excited about that. So,
and
Storm Russo says,
my man Steve.
yeah, Steve says exactly emulations.
that's
Well,
what kills franchises.
It does exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I put my foot in my mouth once again. Rob called me out from the beginning. Where I thought we were going to go an hour and 15 minutes, we are now hitting about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we want to end this shit here. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. Listen, I want to thank everybody that's been here on the panel. I'm going to start with you, JR. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Motherfucker. Rob, thank you for joining us.
Of course. I look forward to this every fucking week, no matter what, no matter the subject matter, no matter the hot take, unpopular opinion. I always love sitting down, chatting with my homies, my brothers, talking about whatever. Hell yeah.
And Gams, we are definitely going to do Comics Cons really soon.
Yes, very soon. And we're going to talk about all the new comics that have come out in recent times. I'm actually going to sit down. I'm going to catch myself up with all the things. I'm going to read the Absolute Universe. I'm going to be there with you.
Spider-Man says he wants to love us all.
Just like Nintendo.
He's gonna shoot ropes all over us.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of the G Show podcast. Again, I appreciate all of y'all for being here. Everybody, I love you all. And on that note, I am G1, and we are out of here. Unlimited! Together, people.
Power! That Nintendo has over Sony because Sony could never.
Oh.
He wishes.